Good evening, everyone, and welcome. It is the F1Total Esports event qualifying night, and I'm sure you would have been looking forward to this already for a long time. My name is Alex the G. Alongside me, we've got the real Sully, who will be here in a short time. And yeah, well, it's the start of a new event. I can't wait to see this already. Qualifying night at Zandvoort. We've got 11 teams in total trying to qualify for this event. Yeah, in general, the roadmap looks very exciting. We need one more driver in the lobby. He's just joined now, in fact. So that makes 10 drivers for the lobby. And yeah, well, Circuit Zandvoort for qualifying. This is going to be very exciting. Well, Sully alongside me here. What do you think? Who's got a good chance of progressing through here?
Hello, everyone. It's been a while since I was in the commentary box. But yeah, I'm looking forward for this new event. But yeah, I'm very excited, and we'll see what this event brings us.
Yes, indeed. The drivers have readied up already. You've got about 10 seconds on the timer. Let's have a look. Maybe some drivers who wouldn't mind perhaps pressing ready up would be very nice. But anyways, 3 seconds. We're about to load into the lobby. It should be dry anyways. It's set to dry. So no surprises there on that side. And until then, well, let's have a look at who's going to be the fastest in this lobby. We've got a full crossplay event in here. So Xbox, PC, PlayStation, all being represented in some form. And, well, once we've loaded into the lobby, that's when we're going to start introducing you to the teams that will be taking part. Of course, we have, what is it in this lobby? We have 5 teams here in this lobby. Unfortunately, Deluxe Esports team and, I need to read this first, Los Polos Alejandros Racing, not able to submit a lineup and therefore will be, of course, exempted from qualifying night. But the remaining drivers, they're all here. Teams, I should say, and driving for their respective teams as well. In this lobby, we've got Mercedes being filled up by Xbox Pro Gamers, XPG. Next up then, let's have a look. Aston Martin being represented here by AMR Esports, quite fittingly. Ferrari there with one driver already heading out onto the track, right behind a Red Bull, and in fact even more drivers. I need to enable the details first. It will probably help a lot. Lap data on the top right, track map is there, and here we are. They're piling out onto the track. Ferrari, Grand Track 10, French team with a solid reputation, I would say, among the team event space. Then we've got the McLaren being represented with SET, Sierra Esports team, and finally Red Bull. What team was that again? That would be the Hyper Racing team, indeed. And, well, they're all piling onto the track. So maybe let's talk about Circuit Zandvoort. What do you think, Sully? It's a very good track, this, especially for qualifying, because, I mean, we all know how difficult it is to race around here.
Yeah, it's a real roller coaster going up and down the hill. Yeah, it is really exciting to race and qualifying. Also in the race, it's really underrated. I like it a lot, but we see how are going to be here.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, as a racetrack, it's quite difficult to pass around here, so it really, highlights the racecraft of the drivers. And so as a qualifying track, it's absolutely fantastic. We can go on board, in fact, here with SET Flume as the first driver to start a flying lap around Zandvoort here, around turn 1, the Tarzanbocht, slightly banked already. Not all that much compared to what it's coming up now, though. Turn 3, the infamously named Hugenholzbocht, something like that. I don't speak Dutch, but close enough. And now up this roller coaster, but this is what the drivers so love about Zandvoort. I mean, just look at the aesthetic here, and into turn 6, turn 7, these fast double right-handers around here. Just a lovely section of track that these drivers will be negotiating. Now into the slower middle part, sort of infield section of this lap. As he's heading now to turn 10, I believe this is. And yeah, it's so difficult to lose the rear end around here. Opens the DRS, overtake would be enabled, I would assume, as well. And already into the final sector. It's a very quick lap, this. And the drivers will be looking to go underneath perhaps the 1 minute 10 ballpark. And, well, I'm not too sure, really. I'm not that good, actually, on this game to be able to judge this. But yeah, Flume already around the final turn. It's a really fast lap around here. And he's going to cross the line with a 1 minute 8.6. I was slightly wrong then, maybe. 108.6. Immediately going, well, basically 1.5 seconds below what I was expecting. Thomas Balser goes into second there, 108.7, 108.9 for Anton Shabotarov. And, well, Alex Lofer, that didn't look like a particularly competitive lap on his end. But the lap times are starting to come in. And Devin also not with the fastest lap time around here. So there's a lot of improvement still yet to go. And Sam Harling, my goodness, another 10th quicker, and that's just a banker run as well. And here's James across the line, 108.7. The top 5 then covered by about half a second. Can enable the gap as well for a short amount, but I'll go back to the lap times later on so that it's a bit easier maybe to keep track. So those are the first runs already done. 14 minutes still to go in this session. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of improvement still to find here.
It's for everyone to let the confusion at the part. There will be 2 lobbies. Just to let you know that it's not just 10 racing. We have 2 lobbies with like 11 teams participating in this qualifying session, and the best 9 teams with the best average times set by both drivers will be qualified for the main event, with the team being itself, being the admin team who managed this whole thing. So yeah, we will have first few teams racing in one after this qualifying session ends. We will switch into lobby number 2, rest of the field.
Exactly, yes. That's how that's going to go. And well, the first runs are now run and done. You can see actually everyone now with a somewhat competitive lap time. AMR leading the way here with a 108.4 and 0.5 respectively. So no real guesses made there as to who's currently the top team when they are literally run and 2. But as you can see, outlaps already happening. I suppose it's going to be 4 runs per team and per driver. So a lot of action still on the track yet to happen. Yeah, GT10 in the pits, 4 and 5 at the moment. An outlap for Thomas Balser at the moment. I believe XT Paco is about to... I was going to say about to start a hot lap. No, he's piling into the pit lane again with the 109.002. I believe the first run was invalid for him, so it's the second run that counted then. And definitely a lot of time still to find there. And XT Paco, of course, not an unknown face in the F1Total League either. Racing on Saturday and Wednesday. Yeah, he's been part of it for a while. I'm not too sure. Is he still in the league? I'm not too sure on that now.
No, he's not. He raced in here, I guess the last time was 2 seasons ago, but he is not here anymore. I don't know, to be fair, but no, he's not racing.
Okay, yeah, but because I remembered that. I remember doing one race on F123 in Qatar, and I think he won it. I'm not 100% on that, but I know I spun right at the end, so it's a classic Alex moment there. But yeah, as now the second runs are starting, we've got Bumble Pro there in the Red Bull for that would be team HRT. My goodness, I'm still not quite familiar with all of these teams. Through turn 7, turn 8, and now into the slower section again, into this infield. I want to say turn 10 is literally just called turn 10. No extra name for it, it's just on the track map, as he now opens the DRS onto the short back straight. In a race, this would be the only, well, secondary overtaking opportunity, unless you're feeling very brave. As he now exits this long chicane, a lot of orange smoke would easily be emitted here in real life, and now DRS is open. He's bouncing across these bumps a lot because, my goodness, that's how F124 works for some reason. And he goes up to P7, 108.8, edging ever closer to everyone actually having a 108. Flume into the pit lane, so no lap completed there. We've got a Ferrari now crossing the line. That is Thomas Bowser who goes into second with a 108.5. His teammate will be next across the line, but is on an outlap at the moment, so that means an Aston Martin will be next. That is Sam Arling for AMR, but he is currently down by a tenth of a second on his middle sector split. So let's see if there's any more improvement to find for him. Maybe can pick off a small toe off the Mercedes here. Okay, no, he's going offline. He also goes in the pit lane, so no improvement to be found on that front. XPG James will be next across the line, but that doesn't look like a fast lap. No, it's not. 2.3 seconds off. XPG Flame just starting his hot lap. So they're all coming, piling in. Let's have a look. Bumble, he's just set a lap. Other than that, I don't think we have much more action on a hot lap. We have Anton in the first sector. We have XD Paco just crossing the first sector line. 1/10 up on his first sector split. So could be looking at an improvement there for the HRT team. Currently 7th and 9th. I'm sure they will be looking to improve on that still.
Really interesting part of this like esports machine is the average time, because they're all so close together. It feel like first and are within like 3/10. Oh, now a bit more, but
wow.
That's a hell of a timing.
Yeah, well, 108.1, that is quite the lap time to set. Just in this context, James improves as well, P3 now, but my goodness. Well, it was close until Alex went and blew them away. 108.1, that's what, 3.5 tenths clear of second? My goodness, what a lap time that is.
And with James being 1,000 behind Thomas Balsa.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's just, wow, 1,000th of a second. We've got 3 drivers in the 0.5s, we've got 2 in the 0.6s. Devin, by the way, being 2 1,000ths behind Flume as well, so it's not the only one where it's that close. Yeah, crazy gaps. I mean, as soon as you enter this kind of realm of esports events, that's when you start seeing these super close gaps, and then it culminates in, well, only F1 Esports itself, where you see, was it at this track even, where the Q1 cutoff was about 3/100ths off the pole time? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was Zandvoort, because I remember the gaps being super close on this track. But I guess that's what comes of a lap time as short as this. We've got Flume actually on a fast lap, just figured that. 6/100ths of a second up for the Sierra Esports team driver. 1 of 2 on PlayStation here actually, because it's 4. I'm very blind today. But yeah, as he heads into the second DRS straight, let's have a look. Is that gap coming up? Yes, it is. He's a 10th up, so he's currently looking maybe at around P2-ish. Would be a front row for the race, of course, but there is no race today. Final turn, make or break often enough, but that looked very good actually, taking a lot of the curb on the exit. As Flume now rounds the final turn, flat out no problem of course, but he can only slot into second. That banker set by Alex Lofer, really strong there, but the first driver to dip into the 108.4s behind the 0.1 that's been set down earlier. Sam, I believe, on a fast lap too, is currently, just dead equal with this first sector split from earlier. 24.042, which I believe is a pretty good split time, actually. I've seen a lot of 0.1s earlier. So let's have a look now on board. I'm just noticing my onboard camera isn't very good for the Aston Martin. I'm going to have to change that. Oh, big slide. That wouldn't have helped his lap time, but let's see. Has he still done well? Yes, he has. 700ths of a second. As he would currently be looking perhaps at the realm of Flume. Again, he's had a bit of a slide. Exiting the chicane as he now enters the final turn. Did look pretty neat in the end there. The number 5 Aston Martin with 6 minutes left on the clock. Let's have a look. What lap time is that? He goes into third, but 6/1000ths of a second. Yeah. Esports events in a nutshell. So close. It's 2 100ths of a second between second and fifth. My goodness. See anyone else on a lap? Anton's on a lap at the moment. He's 700ths of a second up through sector 1 in that SET McLaren. 108.9 is his lap time at the moment, so maybe not quite able to match his teammate. Now he's up by about 2/10ths. Still currently only looking.
Anton,
Yeah, he's been through
So
the gravel,
went a
hasn't he?
bit on the ground. Maybe or probably cost him the lap. He he has to drop his time for a bit
Oh,
to set up. Okay, he still improved, but probably cost him like a bit on gravel there. But
yeah, I think so
didn't.
as well. Yeah, could have been a bit faster maybe, but well, P6 at the moment is very closely contested there between P2 and P5. Devin, I believe, will be next to cross the line for GT10. Let's see his split time. He's down by 200ths of a second. Same mistake is not repeated here, though, as he exits this chicane and into the final turn. The Ferrari man, of course, such a nice red to look at, and I'm sure you would love to hear this. As here he comes around the final turn. But no, he's peeling off into the pit lane, so no improvement for Devin at this point in time. XT Paco's on a lap, but he's down by a tenth of a second through Sector 1. Sets a better middle sector, but it's still down in total. Let's have a look if he can improve any further. I believe we've also got the Aston Martin there of Alex Lofer behind, so see if he can beat his 108.1. That's pretty wide though, isn't it? From XT Paco.
Blame is getting it.
See if he's heading in, yeah.
He improves. He improves by 3/10, but still in 10th.
XPG might be looking a bit weak here. Yeah, you're right. What about James? James is he coming across the line? No, he's pitting. Must be a mistake then in the last sector. A lot of fuss for nothing, really. Let's be real. Daniel's sent me an invite, so we're ready for lobby 2. But now, yeah, 3.5 minutes left. Everyone's going to have precisely 1 run to go. Flame is definitely not on the fast lap now, so everyone's in the pit lane, bar Flame, who's joining them soon. And, well, we're going to be ready for the final runs in Lobby 1. This nearly drops it on the curb as well. Such a notorious spot to do this. Well, final runs. It's looking pretty close across the board, save for 1 lap time that's looking very quick. So yeah, any predictions? Who's going to come out on top on this last attempt, as we've got Devin already heading on the track for his final run? Right, let's have a look. What is the order going to be? You're going to start off with a Ferrari. That would be Devin. Then it's a Red Bull Bumble Pro there for HRT. A McLaren will be behind that, so I suppose that would be Flume, yes. Aston Martin after that. The current, well, pole sitter, you could say. Alex Lofer there in, well, P1, being 4th on the track. Then it's a bit of a gap over to XPG James. But I believe Devin, yes, Devin is about to start his lap. So let's stay on board with him and see what kind of lap he can serve up here. The only one left in the pit lane will be Flame, but I'm sure he's going to head out shortly. Unless he doesn't have any tires left. That, well, entirely possible. He takes a bit of curb there through turn 1. Maybe not the best. But I'm also not an expert on how this game works. So we'll look through turn 3. Pretty far on the inside here. But he exits this. Let's have a look if he has any amends in this first sector. He's starting off 200ths down. So, okay, he's definitely not on his best there. But, well, 200ths, what's that? We can definitely find more time from here. Now into this infield section. Touches the grass slightly on the inside. That's not going to help his run through this turn. So let's have a look if there's any improvement to be made from the Ferrari driver. There's been a spin in the middle sector. Red Bull's around. So no improvement coming there. He's half a tenth down as Devin, so no improvement it looks like. Been through the gravel too. So it doesn't look like the best lap at the moment. And McLaren will be after that. I'll jump to Flume for now. He's a tenth and a half up, but also goes through the gravel. My goodness, why is everyone through the gravel? Alex Lofer, haven't seen a split time, unfortunately. Devin has improved, I believe, but only his lap time. So let's see now.
No,
Flume.
he's gone up into 6th.
Oh, he has, okay. Oh, Flume goes into 2nd then. Solid lap time on his end. Aston Martin next, that would be Alex, but he is slower or is maybe starting his second attempt. Then we've got a Red Bull Bomball Pro, but he's also slower, so no improvement to be made unless this is the start of his hot lap. Entirely possible. Flame starting his hot lap now. James is improving to third with a 108.4. Got Thomas Bowles there also now setting his final lap. He's fourth himself, 108.4. It's getting very crowded in the point fours. Sam Arling down by 0.08 of a second in the middle split and doesn't improve on his lap time. Anton, I believe, is next, 0.03 of a second at the moment, through the middle sector split, but he can't improve on his lap time. Stays in 7th then. XD Paco, I believe, will be next. Yes, he is. That is a Red Bull there. And he goes to 6th, 108.5. So next up, I guess, it will be Devon. No, he's into the pit lane. So I guess it's Flume. Nope. He's also slower than his previous attempt. So this could be it. There's a driver in the gravel there as well. It's Aston Martin. Bomball is down on his lap. So we might not be looking at all too many more improvements. Flame, potentially. But let's have a look at the end of Bomball's lap first. As he rounds the final turn, flat out, no problem. Heads into the pit lane, so no improvement there. Let's have a look at Flame. He's coming. And he stays in 10th, 108.9. And I believe that's a wrap for qualifying Lobby 1, isn't it? Yeah. Thomas not improving anymore, so our fastest team at the moment, I assume, will be AMR. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
looks like
probably is.
There it is. Yep. So Alex Lofa in P1 with a commanding performance, you would say, probably. 108.1 with the next fastest was it? 0.3, I believe. Yep. 0.2 to Flume. In general, I would say it's looking rather good for AMR at this point.
Yeah, it looks good. 0.1 is cracker, but yeah. Most interesting thing, we don't know how the drivers in Lobby 2 are gonna perform. It looks good for them, but the rest of them aren't really safe just yet.
Indeed.
Oh yeah, gonna be interesting.
Yep, it's looking very interesting here. Maybe HLT not getting off to the start they wanted. 6th and 9th in this lobby, but that doesn't mean all too much yet. With the context of this second lobby that's about to come, that I've also already had an invitation for, so I suppose what we're doing here is just leaving and joining that.
I did, so I can invite you.
Well, I believe I've had one. I'll see though. I'm not all too sure. Or maybe it only shows up in the game, unless it doesn't. In which case,
yeah, it should be in game. I don't think it is.
Player hub, unread notifications.
PlayStation driver.
Yeah, there it is. That should be it. It's the invitation by Daniel, right? Because we've just joined Flames lobby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. In that case, here we are. And lobby 2, well, is looking probably equally spicy. Looking at the teams in there, which includes a former team even of myself. My goodness, we've got IRT, International Racing Team, competing for a spot in the F1Total Esports event as well. So nice to see. 2 teams that I have history with actually in this championship, of course, with NLR and IRT. Other than that, we have Legacy Racing competing here. They will be, yes, I'm trying to work out what that would be. I haven't written down the cars. I really should have. Zeno, that's the one. Aston Martin. There we go. Zeno and Toby racing for Legacy Racing. I'll drop you another invite as well, just in case. Let's have a look. Where is it? There. Other than that, Velox F1, or Velox Velox, you can correct me in the chat if you want to. Competing with Lumi and Daniel, if nothing has changed. Both PC drivers, so I should really be able to find them. VEL, yes, both PC drivers, so in the Alpine, there we go. Esports Pack, definitely Southern European. I'm not all too sure if it was Spanish or Italian, but one of the two. with Alessio Fiorino and Raul Ruiz competing for them. That would be in the Williams car. Just happened to find them, yes. We only need one more driver as well. This lobby is being set up very well. Accelerate Esports. They will be racing in the RB with Ryan Banning and what's the other one? Hold on. It is... I can't find them. Oh, he's missing still. He's missing. There we go. Last but not least, Evolution Racing. We've got quite the bombshell in here because Schumacher 1 is back, and alongside him is TF10 Kevins, and they are both in the Haas. I suppose I'll just call him Kevin. And, well, we've got the 12 drivers. I'll just send an invite quickly to you so that you can join the lobby as well, because I believe you're actually the only one missing. Okay. Right, I believe we've got everyone sorted. No, we don't. Right, who's missing then? I'll just check the team sheets, right? Which team only has one driver? Ah, it's Team IRT. Well, that's funny. Yep, IRT driver's missing. So who would that be? Bumpy's already in. So who is the other one then? Lineup submission, where is it? Wow, that's actually got drowned a lot. Oh, okay, it would be Angel. Angel, I'm not too sure. Who would be the other driver? Because Ensanetatos was supposed to be the other driver, but Bumpy is replacing him today. So that's that. What's that? Okay. Well, so the second IRT driver, I suppose, has another 2 minutes.
So, is everyone in or is someone missing?
One IRT driver is missing as it stands. We only got one McLaren, so I suppose that would be that. But
But
yeah, I guess they
isn't
have.
IIT or I see. Oh, IITs.
No, IRT did everything on
Or
time.
is just
Or maybe he needs another invite? Oh, Wi-Fi issue, he said. Yeah. Bumpy just said there's a Wi-Fi issue on that. I'm just gonna drop a funny message in chat. Okay, yeah, looks like a bit of an issue on IRT's side, depending on how long they can delay, because, well... Okay, no comment on the chat there. Well, okay, I suppose we're waiting for the other driver then, for I don't know how long. That's not been specified in the rules, I suppose. Oh, another driver left. What's that? It's the second... Whoever is Williams. Raul Ruiz? Esports Pack. The second Esports Pack driver's gone, looks like. Or do I see Alessio Fiorini? No, I don't. Fiorino, sorry. Yep, I suppose if there's two missing, we might need to wait for 5 minutes-ish. Okay, oh, okay. Alessio Fiorino is back, so that's 11. And now we need the second IRT driver still. Okay, that's what's going on. Now I'm back in the case. I could, of course, now go ahead and drop some Circuit Sandward trivia, but I'm not too sure if that makes all too much sense in qualifying. So, instead, I don't know, is anything already somewhat calculated in the lap times department, or have we not got anything on this yet? Are we still focusing actually more on admin stuff?
I screenshot the results, and then I will sort that up after the session.
Okay, good. So we won't need to worry about that one yet, which is good. Let's see. Yeah, it's still IRT missing. Okay, so it's a Wi-Fi issue on that. Daniel is telling everyone to ready up. I'm not all too sure if this is entirely correct. I guess they would need to have the second IRT driver join in the middle of qualifying. Not ideal on them, but yeah, it's just how the things go sometimes. And yeah, it would of course be a shame to see IRT miss out because of such a thing. But yeah, what can you do? We'll have to see if they can sort their issue out in the end of the session, because 3 seconds on the timer are left, and the second lobby will commence quite immediately. There we go. I will have to say the driver chat, yeah, despite of how, well, hostile the environment seems to be, it does look quite funny as an outsider perspective. Either way, Lobby 2, we won't need to introduce the track anymore. You've all seen it now. So, well, only focus now is the lap times, and obviously if IRT can get their second driver back, which really would be good if that wasn't the case. I also need to work out which driver Little Sister is. But I guess I'll find that out once everyone is loaded in. Oh, and someone's left the session.
Just left the session.
Fantastic. Great start.
Fortunately for him, but
Toby.
I assume he can join back.
Oh, it's Lumi. Thanks, Ethan, in the chat. It's Lumi. Okay, so I can commentate over Little Sister as Lumi. Thank you. Actually, much appreciated then. Well, yeah, exact same procedure. Except I still need to enable app data. There we go. And, well, we can now do the exact same introduction with teams as we did earlier. We've got IRT. Not racing in the Williams, I just got confused. IRT are racing in the McLaren because Raul Ruiz is racing for Esports PEC, but still has the IRT PSN. So I don't know if he doesn't have the €5 or he just couldn't be bothered until now. He's Esports PEC, for all I know. That's Williams. We've got Haas there racing with Schumacher 1 and Kevin for Evolution Racing. We've got RB with Accelerate Esports. We've got Aston Martin with that would be Legacy Racing. Alpine are racing with, I need to check my sheet again because I can't quite remember, Velox F1. And I'm pretty sure I forgot one team. Actually, no, I haven't. Right, okay, we're on track. So let's see, who's first on the track? It looks like to me, is that a V-carb? No, it's not. It's all too blue. It's a Williams, it's Raul Ruiz, it's Esports PEC starting us out. So Raul Ruiz, the Spaniard, of course, also has history in IRT, as clearly evidenced by the tag. He's starting his lap first, and, well, let's have a look then. Doesn't actually go into 8th gear for turn 1, but he hits the grass on the entry. That's already not an ideal start to his hot lap. But that does also mean he's probably got quite a good few more tenths to find on whichever attempt comes second eventually. Well, let's have a look now. First sector split. I believe we were looking at 24-0, perhaps 23-9. He's at a 24.4, so yeah, he's got a couple more tens to find for sure. Through turn 10 then. DRS zone number 2 on this circuit, using some of the overtake that he's got to his disposal. 48.2. There's more improvement to come for sure. Probably the guys behind will already be doing faster split times than him. But yeah, enough time still to find an improvement as he rounds the final turn now. Such a bumpy ride with these setups on F124. What can you do really? Raul Ruiz does just about dip into the 108. 108.988, but I'm sure there's more lap time to find. 108.8 by Daniel Bumpy now crossing the line. But it looks like, no, he's starting a hot lap, I suppose. As are the two behind. So let's go on board perhaps with the Dutch driver here for IRT. The sole McLaren in the lobby as it stands. 108.7 there by Alessio Fiorini. Going faster. Schumacher actually only in P3. I suppose maybe for him that's maybe not as quick as he would have wanted to be. Zeno, I believe, rounding the final corner. 2:47.9 in the middle sector, looking pretty handy indeed. As he now uses the banking down to gain a bit more speed, but it's 108.9, so not as fast as maybe he would have wanted. Bump you through the middle sector. Dutch driver on home soil. Let's see what he's got in him. Now into this second split. 47 ideally. It's a 9.23, so yes, he is on a solid lap for sure, is the IRT man. And now to the final turn. I believe the only other driver on a lap is Kevin at the moment. So Bumpier crossing the line first.
And Bumpier.
Just Bumpier goes fastest, my goodness. 108.7. Bet he didn't expect that himself.
So it's a lot compared to lobby 1, at least for the first couple of minutes here. But yeah, but everyone has a few templates here and there, so I think we can go to the low 8.
Oh, I think I just got from chat that apparently I will quote, co-commentator's mic is having a moment. I don't know, maybe it's lagging on their end? I'm not sure myself, because for me it's fine, the way you sound. Not too sure, maybe if you can look into that or something. I don't know what's the problem, to be honest. For me it's fine. Right, let's have a look here. Oh, okay, Okay, well, we're gonna have to look at, yeah, we're gonna have to look at maybe sorting that problem out then. I'm not sure if there's anything wrong. So on my end, it's fine. So here we go. The second runs are commencing. Daniel, for Vlogs Esports, is heading out. Is that a ghost car, Ryan? I'm not too sure what's up with these ghost cars. I'm not sure who it was. Maybe if I look behind. I might find out. No, I can't, as it seems. Or maybe it's Raul. It would be, but he's not ghosted on that front. So Daniel then, currently Vlogs Esports. Currently, the split is only about 2.5 tenths. But we also did see quite a few quicker lap times in Lobby 1, so let's have a look if maybe there is a change incoming still. There's a lot of runs still to go anyways. And now Daniel commences his second hot lap of the session. Coming across the line and into the Tarzan bocht. Of course, such a fun little hairpin, this one, because of the slight banking that is involved. You see a lot of moves around the outside even in races. Which is not something you would usually maybe see on other tracks, but here, the Guggenholzbocht. Oh, what a nice turn that is. In real life, of course, even better with the drivers riding that banking at the very top to keep as much speed as possible as he rounds the first sector. 24.1, looking at a 1/10 improvement as it stands, is Daniel here for the Alpine, well, in the Alpine car for the Vlogs racing team. As he now comes into turn 10. See if there's any improvements there. It looks pretty solid from what I can see. So let's head on board now for this chicane. It's a 47.8. He's 2/10 up on his lap time, so he's currently looking at top spot if he can keep this up through the final sector. Slight slide maybe on the exit there, but it's fine. He can correct it. And now onto the final DRS. So we've also got Raul Ruiz coming behind, of course, so we're going to keep an eye on him as well. Daniel looking like a very good lap time so far. And indeed, he does go fastest with Raul Ruiz pitting in, so no improvement there. We've got Kieran just starting a hot lap. A second Haas, I believe, is coming there. Yes, that is Kevin, who goes fastest himself by 200ths of a second. So, well, that was rather short-lived. We've got a Williams coming now. Alessio Fiorini was second before this exchange, is now fourth. So let's have a look. Does he pit in? No, he doesn't. So that will be a complete lap as well. Stays fourth. Yes, indeed, by 7,000th of a second improvement. Schumacher goes into P3. Got a McLaren who's now starting his lap. That's Bompier. I believe Toby also starting a lap himself along with his teammate Zeno. Unfortunately, still no sign of that second IRT driver, which is a real shame. If they would miss out, of course, because of that. See if there's anybody else on the hot lap. Kevin and Schumacher then, I suppose, are looking the strongest as it stands right now. Daniel being the sandwich, being the meat in that, what's that, in the EVR sandwich, I should say. Bompier on a fast lap now as well. I've got an Alpine pitting in. That would, I believe, be a Haas as well pitting in. Kieran, I think, is now finishing a lap, but isn't going very quickly. Or maybe he's... Yeah, he's burned some fuel and gone for another attempt, I guess. Zeno is on a fast lap, but he is behind Bompier. Let's see, he's up by 0.2 of a second, so could maybe head up the field a bit. But first of all, Bompier for IRT, the sole IRT, the sole McLaren in this quali night at the moment. He's going to be coming across the line, and he goes into fourth, 108.6. There's probably more time in there for him. Zeno can't improve on his lap time in the end. Stays in P9 with a 108.9. Probably more in there. As have we got Sully back at this point, or is everything all right there?
I hope. I can't do anything. I can't do much about it, to be fair.
Okay.
But
I thought I would just carry the second run in case. But yeah, I mean, what can you do? It's unfortunate, really, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, if it was just a little moment for a few seconds, that's fine, but I don't know.
Yeah, okay. I mean, we'll see. We've still got 8 minutes-ish to go in this session, so yeah, if all else fails, I'll be trying to do my as best as I can, of course, to still, you know, keep up the flow in this qualifying session. We do actually have a driver without a lap yet. Damn. Well, I will say you're also doing very good, but it's just very unfortunate, really. What can we do? I'm sure the input you're giving is very strong. I'm just, I don't know if the stream sees it the same way.
We would just do the best about it, and then.
Yeah, exactly. Right, let's see then. The third one's really for some of the drivers. Already starting. Little sister / Lumi is first in the Alpine, the only driver to not set a lap at this stage of qualifying. Turn 3. Such a tight line. Oh, he's dropped it then. So that's a big moment. And that lap's for the bin again, I guess. And we move on to Raul Ruiz. Again, right behind. So he's getting a lot of screen time, I guess. Esports Peck will like that. 24.3 being a 1/10 improvement. I'm not all too sure if the lap time is all that great, really. But yeah, let's see what else he can find in the remainder of this lap, the middle sector. Now into turn 10. It's a really short sector, this middle sector, really. It's maybe about 18 seconds, if I remember correctly. So let's see the split time. It's a 48.1. I'm not all too sure if Esports Peg will be particularly competitive with that, but at least their other driver, Alessio Fiorino, there up in P5, is doing a better job. Oh, big rear end loss. That won't have helped Raul's lap time in the slightest. Yeah, and he's pitting, yeah. So Ryan Banning next across the line. Goes to P6, 108.7. We've got an Alpine next. That would be Daniel. He's pitting. So no lap time coming in from him. I believe next is Kieran, but he's starting a lap. And then it's
with
Kevin.
another moment. Going to the banking section, turn 3. Not looking great for him.
Yeah, he's a 10th down, but it's on a 25 too as well. So he's the second off, all things considered. It's really not looking good on that front. I suppose the furthest in the lap will be one of the Aston Martins. Yes, Toby, currently up by a 10th of a second on his 0.8. And I suppose he's got more time to find in the last sector too. So let's see, across the line, he goes to P5 with another 0.7. Bompier is on his outlap, so no improvement there yet. Schumacher is maybe on a cooldown lap, now starting his next attempt. So I guess Alessio Fiorino is the next one. Yes, it is. And he goes to P6. No, he doesn't. That was a late update there. P3 for the Esports Pac-Man. 5 thousandths behind P2. Again, it's very, very close there. A lot of 0.7s, a lot of 0.5s. Well, the top 4 are in the 0.5s. It's crazy, really. Such a close grid again. Is that Schumacher in Sector 1? Yes, it is. He's still going quick. So I suppose let's go on board with the former Esports Challengers, man. That's the kind of prominence we've got in this lobby. I suppose also got a reputation for something else, but that's nothing to be very proud of. Let's have a look then. His middle sector split is 47.6. Yeah, he's on course to take the fastest lap away from his teammate here. Bompier, I believe, is also ahead on track, as is an Aston Martin. Toby's pitting, though. Bompier is coming around the final turn. So let's see. From a 0.6, he's able to put in a 0.5. He goes fastest, but Schumacher might be taking that away immediately. Yes, he does, with a 108.4. Okay, well, that's a bit of a shake-up then. Bompier goes to second as the sole IRT man. Still no sign of their second driver. What a shame, really. Bompier's doing really well here. What I'm curious about now is if Schumacher and Bompier will even go for a final run, because, well, look where they are on the track. Will they make it in time? Other than that, we've got Raul Ruiz, I suppose, starting his last run in pole position, you could say. The first driver on the track to be able to start an attempt. Schumacher about to pit. I suppose he ran out of fuel too. Yep. Bompier didn't. Better management there. So Raul Ruiz, he'll start us out again. My goodness. Really consistent on getting his screen time in for Esports Pack, unless he's doing another cooldown lap maybe to burn some more fuel. No, looks like he's going for it. Yep. Already starting his final attempt at 2.5 minutes left in the session. Maybe wanting to leave a bit of reserve, or well, a bit of a buffer there in the end, so that if he fails to set a good lap here, he would be able to go again. It's pretty wide through turn 3 from my judgment, but then again, I'm not an expert at this game. Raul Ruiz now rising through the roller coaster section. Goes to a 24.2, touches the grass on entry. Not ideal for this run, otherwise that would have been flat. Same with this. But it's looking better again. Let's see if he can now finish this lap and go faster again for Team Pack. Middle sector is looking better, 47.9. He's about 3/10 up. Doesn't touch the gravel there. No moment on the rear. It's looking actually very decent so far. Around the final turn, maybe a bit wide for his liking. But now throwing out all the overtake that he's still got for the Williams man. As he now crosses the line, goes to P6 with a 108.7. Yet another one. Not like we've had enough of these in the session already. Lumi, I believe, is in the middle sector, but there is another driver. Ah, okay, it's Fiorino there for Esports Pack starting a lap. Same goes for Zeno. So now it's going to get quite confusing again on the final runs. And Bompier and Schumacher are indeed going out for final runs, so I suppose I was wrong there with my statement. Ah, Kieran would have been the first on the fast lap, but he hasn't validated. Will he have enough fuel? to go for a second run? That is the big question. Other than that, we've got Alessio Fiorino. I believe Kevin is just starting out on this lap. Yes, he is. Daniel is already coming to finish his final attempt for Velox Esports, and he is second, 400 behind Schumacher 1. So he did get close, but couldn't quite eclipse him there. Ryan is on a fast lap at the moment, as is Lumi, so now it's going to get very funny indeed. Zeno has invalidated on a 1/10 improvement through Sector 1. Kevin, I believe, has started a fast lap. Yes, he has, but he's a 10th. No, about 400 down at the moment, that's what it was. So now it's going to be very interesting to keep track of these timings coming in. Bumpy improving slightly through the first sector. Alessio Fiorino is already done. He can't improve on his lap any further. Kevin is coming around. There's an Aston Martin now crossing line. Zeno is finished, so no improvement anymore, and it's not looking very good for the team that's represented by Aston Martin at the moment. I forgot the name, unfortunately. Kevin goes to the top of the timesheet. It's a 1-2 then, as it turns out, for EVR. Bumpy is one of the next drivers to cross the line. Ryan Bannock is done, so no more improvements there. Alpine heading into the pit lane, so no improvement either for Lumi. And Bumpy, I think he had a small improvement in the middle sector. So let's see, can he go to the top himself? No, he can't. Miss 11 thousandths of a second on his own lap. Kieran, now coming across the line, goes to 9th, can't improve much. Now I've got a Haas next. That would be Schumacher 1. I haven't seen a split, unfortunately, but let's have a look. 108.418, the time to beat, and he can't beat it. So it's a 1-2 for EVR still, but the order is reversed from previously. Toby is done. He can't improve anymore, and that is a wrap for the second lobby. You've got an EVR 1-2 here, and I'm quite surprised for it not to be headed by Schumacher 1.
I don't know if we said that earlier, but just know, in case of IRT, we will use the time from Bompier and add 1 second on top, and that will be the virtual time from Kendra, who hasn't been able to play a part here in this qualifying segment. But yeah, this is how we are gonna do that, so we don't have further questions about that.
Yep, exactly, and well, that means it's probably not looking particularly great for IoT, which is a real shame. They definitely had potential, as evidenced by Bumpy there, going into P4, just under a 10th shy of Kevin in P1, heading the EVR 1-2. Daniel in P3, close for Velox Esports there. Then Bumpy, aforementioned, in P4. We've got the two Esports Pack drivers in 5th and 6th, although there is a 1.5 gap between them. Toby in 7th. Ryan and Kieran there in P8 and P9 in the team represented by RB, which is Accelerate Esports. There we go. Lumi in P10 couldn't get a further improvement, neither could Zeno, so let's have a look then what that will mean for the final, well, qualified teams. 2 teams will of course miss out. And it's a real shame to see that one of them will quite likely be IoT because they haven't been able to field that second driver. We've been holding out for the entire quali, but yeah, couldn't get it to work, unfortunately. So yeah, they are rather on the back foot. So yeah, before any stewarding decisions, it's probably not looking very good for them.
No, I don't think either. Not looking good, because no one really having a time above 0.9
Yeah.
or 9 times, so not looking good for them. But I will work that with the result, and then we will see.
Yep, that will be the, well, I don't know, this probably won't take all too long, I assume, and I guess with stewarding, it depends. I don't know if anyone wants to report anything. Well, let's see. Okay, Steban has put something in the manager chat, but, well, I don't know how much will be possible there for IRT on that end, so, yeah. reruns aren't usually, we didn't envision to do any reruns for any teams, but the situation was out of their control, as Stevan is saying. So I would be surprised if there was a rerun, but also at the same time, if there is one, yeah, it's, I suppose, fair enough maybe for them. It really depends. But we will see. Other than that, well, that's a wrap for qualifying night for now, because I don't want to make you look into the faces of Charles Leclerc, Max Verstappen, and Lewis Hamilton anymore, because they look bad in this game. Yeah. Until further notice, that'll be it for qualifying night. We'll see if any developments in the future, and you will know of that on the F1Total socials, and of course in the chats within the Discord server. So, yeah. When can we see the results? Good question. We will have them ready eventually, I think. So, yeah, I've been Alex the G. I hope you've enjoyed this qualifying night alongside me, of course, with Sully. Very happy to have him alongside me in the commentary box. And yeah, until whenever we go racing, it is goodbye and till next time.
Bye bye. See you next Sunday for round 1 for this event in Bahrain.
In
Yeah,
Bahrain,
with
the
that
Middle
being
East
said,
tour. Yes.